Everyone, this week I'm going to do a hair tutorial. Woohoo! So this has been requested a lot and I've thought about how I wanted to approach it, and because it's been requested in so many different ways, I wanted to bring a series to you. So this video is going to be a wavy hair tutorial, and the first thing I'm going to talk about is color with you guys. So we're just going to start at the basics because if you're a beginner, I want you to understand this. If you're not a beginner, you can fast forward to the part where I'm drawing. I'm fine with that. But for this tutorial, I'm going to be doing browns and copper yellows. I'm not discriminating against hair color or anything. I'll do other colors in other videos, but for now, this is what I'm going to focus on. So I swatched different colors, and the supplies I'm using are Copic markers. They're the Copic sketch ones. It has a brush nib and well, that's what I'm going to be using. I don't really need to educate you on the other nib, but anyway, that's what we'll be using. You can use any medium you want. This will still be applicable and it will still be helpful. You don't need expensive supplies. You can use Crayola markers, whatever you want, guys. This is about learning here. It's not about who has the most expensive stuff. So I didn't do any specific order. I just kind of showed you different colors that I will be putting into my hair. So you can see that hair is complicated. It does take a lot of colors. You don't have to start with this many if you don't want to, but I'm just showing you what I'm using. Well, as silly as this sounds, the first thing I'm going to do is show you what not to do. Woohoo! So I see a lot of people draw hair like this and they just kind of give up. And it's kind of because they're not drawing, I guess, in the direction that hair goes. So let me kind of show you how to do it. So you have to kind of start with a shape that you want to get across and then just do the lines in the direction that the hair goes. So this was a really simple example, but people give up really fast, and so I just kind of wanted to show you that there's an alternative. It does take patience, but we'll get to it. So in this portion of the tutorial, I'm doing the back side of the head, and you can start with a pencil. For this part, I'm just doing marker, but I'll show you a pencil part later. So you want to get down basically the main shape of your hair, and so I'm doing half up, half down, and so I just drew the sides of her hair, and then I'm gonna start just defining some of the waves here and there in random places. I mean, if you do this with pencil first, it's probably easier, but yeah, you can kind of, I guess, make your own guidelines for your waves or your curls or whatever kind of hair you're doing. But make sure it's always going in the direction that the hair is going. So if you have trouble with this, look in the mirror and lift up your hair and then just drop it. And you can see that gravity will pull your hair down. And your hair will go in a bunch of different directions. Maybe it'll all just go straight down if your hair is straight. Whatever. But your hair, like, it just doesn't go all over the place. It goes in directions. At the same time, though, your hair isn't perfect and it's not symmetrical, so it's all going to fall differently. And you just have to, I guess, pay attention to that. But yeah, not every wave too. Like, I'm doing wavy hair right now. Not every wave has to be a curl. I mean, waves are more random than anything. I mean, if you scrunch your hair, you'll notice sometimes you'll have a ringlet here and there. Maybe you'll have some straight pieces, you know. But anyway, I'm starting with my darkest marker to do these dark lines and just kind of set the guidelines that I would like to follow. And then I'm doing a bunch of little lines too. And you can see I just kind of end with these like little stubby lines, and they kind of go toward the center of the white sections. This is where I'm going to do my highlights. So I'm taking a coppery red now, and I'm just kind of going in and doing some undertones with that before I do the highlights, but I'm not going overboard. So whatever color you're doing your hair with, you can do these like little undertones. I mean, sometimes I do blue and it looks really pretty, and you can't really tell in the end, but it's there. Anyway, yeah. So why am I shading hair? Like, why do you shade hair in the first place? Well, if you don't shade hair, then, I mean, the only thing you really have are some dark lines going through it or something. And you want to give it definition. You want to make it stand out and pop. I mean, I think that hair honestly makes or breaks a piece sometimes. And so if you're patient with your hair and you shade it nicely like this, it can really make your portrait stand out. So, as you can see, I just went in with a little bit of a lighter brown, and I'm doing those little like nubby lines that kind of end in the white again, and some portions I'm just completely covering the white. But I'm probably using about 7 colors in this hair, 6 or 7, something like that. Going in with some mustard and yellow and completely filling the rest of this base, and then going over it with a clay color, and this will just kind of set that undertone. Anyway, that's kind of what the gist of it is for the back of the hair. It's pretty simple. Well, it's not actually that simple because it's hair, and I think it's one of the harder things to draw, but it's very therapeutic, so yeah. Also, one thing that you can think about too is, well, I'll just tell you later actually. Let's just start this one. So this is a front-on view, and now I'm going to just show you how to start with pencil. So I'm setting the guidelines for my waves and just kind of doing the shape of the hair at the same time. There isn't really like a right or wrong approach for this. Just do what makes you most comfortable, but always think about the direction that the hair is going. And I don't know, when you do wavy hair or curly hair, it's not just one big wave or one big curl. There's a ton of different waves and curls within that. So that's why I have so many little lines here. Now I will go over with a dark marker and you'll get to see some of these lines. But I'm going to give you a tip. If you're going to go over all these lines with your marker, don't follow your lines like exactly. I think that can make your hair look stiff sometimes. Stiff, not stiffed. But it can make your hair look a little stiff and plasticky perhaps, so I would suggest just following them to the most part, but kind of give it some variation as you go, you know, make it what you feel like would fit and make it look flowy, because it's annoying when, I don't know, the perfectionist side will get to you and make it plasticky and stiff looking. So yeah. That's why I don't really do pencil underneath my hair too much, because then I concentrate on it a lot, but it's good for a tutorial. I want to show you guys how to do this. So again, I'm starting with my darker Copic marker. As you saw from my swatch card, this is the darkest one from that swatch card. And I'm going to do the exact same thing on this one as the other one. So while I do this, instead of being redundant and telling you exactly how to do it all over again, I'm going to talk about this hair series. So, I don't know, lately on my YouTube channel, I've been reading comments every day, basically, that are like, hey Miranda, just curious if you could do a hair tutorial. Hey, can you do hair tutorials? You know, like, so many comments ask that. And so, I thought about it for a while, and I kind of put it off for a while. So, sorry about that part, but yeah. But I decided that it would be fun to do a series. So I'm starting with wavy hair, and I think I'll probably do straight hair and a curlier kind of hair, possibly ethnic hair. I don't know. Any other suggestions you have, let me know. I'll probably do hairdos too, like braids and whatnot. When I first started my YouTube channel, I did like some hair tutorials, but I took most of them down because my lighting wasn't good and my sound wasn't good, and yeah, it's kind of painful to watch those now. So that's pretty much what I have to say about that. As far as this series goes, it's probably not going to be like an every week sort of deal though, because I mean it would kind of get annoying to have a ton of hair tutorials go up at once, so I'll probably spread it out a little bit, but just wanted to let you guys know that that's finally happening, and thank you for the suggestions and all of the people who have asked to do this, and I really hope that you guys like it and that it's helpful for you. Anyway, yeah, so the front view of the hair, you can see it's very asymmetrical, and one side of the hair is actually longer than the other. You know, that's okay. It could be resting differently. Just picture her body in a certain way, and maybe it's resting on one shoulder and not on the other. Who knows? But anyway, don't feel pressured to make your hair look the same on both sides. Just like eyes, they don't have to look exactly the same. But it was really fun to do the straight-on view. Like at first when I did the back view, I thought, man, this was great, but this view is really fun too. So I will just give you some reminders, or tips, I guess. I think it's nicer to work dark to light. You can work light to dark, but just keep in mind if you're doing it with marker, you're going to waste a lot more ink, which is a lot more expensive, and that's not fun. But also, I guess, there is the benefit if you go light to dark with your shading. It won't be too dark in the end if you accidentally go too dark, but I don't know. You can always go over your marker with color pencil and brighten it up too. I usually do that in the end. Didn't for this tutorial, but yeah, just work. I did dark to light for this one, but just take your time and have patience. And anyway, if you have additional questions, feel free to ask them below and I will try to respond to everybody. If you like what you saw and you're new to the art family, you can hit that jolly subscribe button and I will see you in next week's video. Okay guys, thanks for watching. Bye.